were gone. They were not there. Good morning, honorable members of the Navajo Nation Naabikiyati Committee. My name is Dolores Wilson Aguirre, also known as D. Wilson. I live in Tuba City currently, but my home is at the Bodaway, Southern Bodaway, close to the confluence. Thank you for allowing my family, relatives, stakeholders of Southern Bodaway and me to come here before you to speak to you about how we are impacted by the proposed Grand Canyon Escalade and the Hopi tribe and our neighboring tribes too, and people from all over the world. The Bennett freeze was lifted in May of 2009, but the people could return and rebuild the land. The Bodaway Gap chapter, the Navajo Nation, and developers who are strangers who were uncaring to the people who were displaced from the land for 2 generations, stormed in and said, we want to take this land back ourselves so we could make money off of it. Forget the people who call this place their home. There were no consent from grazing permit holders. We provided a list of about 30 grazing permit holders who opposed the Escalade project to the legislative office. If you would like a copy of this, we can provide one to you. The campaign is on a fast track. The campaign is on a fast track with their project and is questionable. For example, on June 10, 2014, according to the Confluence Partners website page, it reads, a final package of legislation was delivered to Navajo Nation Legislative Office. From there, it has moved on to the Speaker's office and being assigned a legislative number. Is this true? It also states Confluence Partners have been conducting high-level negotiations with the Navajo Nation for over a year now. Is this true? There was no update provided at the Bodaway Gap chapter meeting on May 29, 2014. The chapter president, Perry Slim Sr., stated that there have been no reports back to the chapter concerning the Escalade project. We have organized to protest this project because the 59 to 52 vote is too close to say who won. Many registered voters were not counted because they were told they don't live there. One had a home site lease and registered voter. Another had just registered to vote in Bodaway Gap the day before. The vote of an Afghanistan veteran was not counted. A Hopi member's vote was counted for the project. Many of the registered voters filed their complaints with the Ethics and Rules Committee, which has not been addressed. And we have also consulted with attorneys, D&A, Office of Legal Services. If this should go forward, we are going to retain attorney. A member of our group collected a majority of the 2,700 signatures on a petition that asks you, the Navajo Nation Council, to vote against the Escalade. The signatures include Navajo Nation presidential candidates Dwayne Chileazi, Russell Begay, Myron McLaughlin, Carrie Lynn Martin, Arizona State Senator Kyle Begay, Arizona State Representative Jamesita Peshtakai, and Tuba City Council Delegate Candidate Otto Soda. I, like many people here, have roots and ties to the area in Western Navajo, the confluence, where the Colorado and Little Colorado rivers meet. One is female and one is male. When they meet, they make life. This tram will tear into the heart of our religion. We depend on the fragile vegetation at the confluence. The area has yucca, which we use to cleanse ourselves during the final day of a blessing way ceremony. A field of white flowers grows in the area, which is used to heal the eye. Boiled sage to calm ulcers. Our Navajo faith pujan requires balance. The area is already overgrazed. Why should other people stomp on it further and will pollute the area with bad air and noise? People still live out there. They have their livestock out there. They still go out there almost on a daily basis. With this particular project, chapter members and stakeholders of the confluence will be forgotten and will not receive water, electricity, homes as promised to them. In fact, the Escalade should not even be a plan for the Bodaway Gap area. It has torn relatives and friends, families apart. We are here today to ask you, as our leaders, to give this decision back to the people of Southern Bodaway. Give the people a chance to determine what they want on the land instead of developers, strangers we do not know. We know who the stakeholders are from Southern Bodaway. Before Desolate Tone's special advisor to Ben Shelley and the Confluence partners came along, people wanted to reclaim the land. It will cost the Navajo Nation a lot of money, about $300 to $500 million. This is very pricey. Does the Navajo Nation have that kind of money? We don't know who the investors are. Where is the feasibility study? There is lack of environmental impact statement which studies air and water impact. I am asking you again to speak for the people, make a difference here. Put a stop to this nonsense, natani. We ask you to reject the Grand Canyon Escalade because they tore Bodaway Gap family apart. We respectfully ask you to return the major decision whether to develop or not to develop back to the stakeholders. We ask you to save the confluence and its people who have been trying to make a home there since they were exiled. Help them rebuild their homes there, bring all stakeholders back together who are opposing and see what they want. Everyone knows who lives there. It's not only 30 people, it's more than 2 generations. The elders are leaving, but the children and grandchildren are still here.